Ashley at Hedrick Homestead, and today I am standing in our chick brooder. We are just getting ready for that first batch of chicks for the year. And I'm gonna walk through the 5 things you need in your chick brooder to brood chicks effectively. All right, so number 1 is you need an enclosure. Walls. For me right now, that's actual literal walls of a stall and one short little 2.5 foot barricade that I put up. And so this is a pretty big area right now. I'm looking at like a 10 by 9 foot space, which is a lot of space. But if you're just brooding a few chicks, you could even put them in like a big 5-gallon tub or a water trough or something like that. The biggest thing is you just need walls. Last year, we used cardboard boxes put on their sides, and then we actually topped it with like a screen because once they get to be a few weeks old, they like to jump out. Unless you're doing meat chickens. Meat chickens, if you have 2-foot walls, you will be fine. They do not fly. But you need some sort of enclosure. That's the biggest thing. Some sort of enclosure to put them in, to keep them in. Walls, and then if you really don't want them hopping out, something to top the top with. All right, number 2, you need heat. So chicks like it to be about 90 degrees. Check out my other video that I'll be posting about deciding on different types of heaters. For this brooder, I have heat lamps hanging in here with my favorite Premier 1 heat lamp, and that will help to keep it really nice and warm. We're supposed to get chicks next week. Right now, I'm still wearing a hat. It was like 36 degrees this morning, but next week we had temperatures in the 70s, so I think we'll be good. All right, so you have your walls, you have your heat. Next, you need bedding. So you need someplace that your chicks can have a nice comfy place to lay down. It's gonna absorb their manure and keep the smell down, which is important. I prefer pine shavings. These are great for all of those things. They're very absorbent. Pine smells amazing. The biggest thing is you want to stay away from cedar. It's actually toxic for chicks and can kill them. So don't get cedar shavings. I have never used things like hay or straw for chickens. I've really loved how the pine shavings have worked out, so I haven't strayed away from that. So I would recommend just getting a bag of pine shavings like this from your local farm supply store. All right, then you're gonna need some feed. I recommend a chick starter to begin with. I'm feeding mine a 22% non-GMO chick starter from a local feed mill, and you're gonna need a feeder, something to put it in. So either a circular type feeder or maybe like a long chick size feeder. The biggest thing is that it's short enough for chicks to access. I personally like the circular feeders because I can put a ton in there and then I don't have to feed them as often, which is a perk. And finally, you're gonna need water. All living things need water. There are so many different water designs out there. I'm gonna do a video on some different water designs, so you can go ahead and check that out as soon as it's posted. But for my water, I'm actually gonna be using a nipple water, an automatic nipple water that I designed, which I also am going to do a video on, so stay tuned for that one. The most common water though is one of these little quart containers that screws onto a base, and this is a super easy way to keep your chicks watered and hydrated. And that's it, guys. That's all you need to get started with chicks: an enclosure, some heat, some bedding for them, feed, and water. You'll be off to the races. Raising chicks is so fun and so easy. Please, if you have any questions about brooding chicks, I would love to hear them. Pop them in the comments down below. Until next time.